Guess what? The students learn in Unit 6, major 5-finger patterns and the 1 and 5/7 chords. Oh my goodness, the students know C major, they've certainly been playing it, but now they can address the half and the whole steps in that 5-finger pattern. Tonic is the first note, and then a whole step, a half step, and a whole step. That is the pattern for every 5-finger pattern, starting on any key on the piano. And then tonic, dominant 7th, tonic, starting on G, tonic, whole, half, whole. You're going to have them play down and up. Tonic, 5/7, tonic, or 1 chord. D major, tonic, whole step, half step, whole step. Good. 1, 5/7, 1. The bear dance is on page 33. Here Beethoven is guiding your students for the technique, and the students are using the drip drop roll motion for the 3-note slurs, and they're using a little woodpecker touch release for the staccato notes. And then I think I have to, you know what, I think I have to see our puppy hide it. Okay, see you. Hi everyone. It's later in the afternoon. It's time to look at the all-in-one 2A book again. And we are on Bear Dance on page 33 of Unit 6. And here the student is working on a little technique exercise in the 5-finger D major pattern. So do you notice I used a gentle drip drop roll, and I also used a slower one for that half note. And then for the staccato notes, I used the woodpecker touch release. And another drop and a roll forward. Another drop and a roll forward. And then staccato, woodpecker touch release. And another drop and a roll. Heavy arms here. And be sure to look at your students' hands so that they have a 5th finger that's nice and strong, not flat and not really curly either. It's a nice and strong here, like they're standing up like a tin soldier. And then for their thumbs, you always want to make sure that they play on the outside tip of their nail and they have a natural letter C between fingers 1 and 2. The musicality girl asked, can you transpose this piece to C position? Start on C and read by intervals. In any transposition, the intervals will be the same, but the notes will be different. All right, so that's a wonderful little it's a lovely little technical exercise where Beethoven is guiding your students. All right, the next piece is King Tut. Wow, this one is a real pupil favorite. We are in D major again, 5-finger pattern. So we have the tonic chord in the left hand. And you'll notice we also had the dominant 7th chord in the left hand. And then the left hand gets the melody. Then the right hand. Then the right hand continues with the melody. And again, let's drop and roll forward and off the keys. And the little icon of the drip drop roll boy always reminds our students when to use that particular physical gesture. So the musicality girl asked if the student can transpose this piece to the key of C or G. And the teacher part. Excellent duet part. This whole piece was written by Mary Leaf. And the words are, way down in ancient Egypt, there many years ago, lived such a famous king, whose name you really ought to know. King Tut, he was just a child. He was crowned at 9 years old. King Tut grew into a young man. He was very brave and bold. The technique tip that I give students is we want to make sure that our students just don't put their fingers close to their bodies on the white keys and then stretch or reach for a sharp key. This is not good hand position. It also creates a lot of stress on these knuckles here. And then the student will play with a very brittle sound. Right, that's very poor hand position because the students are playing from this knuckle. Instead, we want them to play from the metacarpal joints here. So let's make sure that they move their arm, free arm forward, so they land the F sharp first with their third finger nicely rounded, and then they can find the white keys around them. And that's the comfortable, good hand position. So do you notice that? So they can find the exact same structure in the key of E, right? A major, right? So it always is like this, and they don't start off with playing all white keys and then stretch for the black key. Okay, very good. The ostrich is also in the key of D, but I want students to get out of that D major 5-finger pattern, so this piece has the F sharp and the C sharp in it, but it certainly moves around the keyboard. Ha! And a good kick off at the end. Right, kick forward and off. Just like somebody kicking a ball forward. All right, there's a wonderful teaching tutorial on this piece in the FJH SATP website, and a little girl from New York City painted a picture of the ostrich because she loved this piece so much, and it should be there as well. Just wonderful how creative our students are. And the last page of this Unit 6 is another theory exercise, spotlight on the major 5-finger pattern, as well as a time to compose activity. And I tell you at the end that it's a good time to start play your scales and chords every day. Book 1 with the 5-finger patterns that the students learn, and energize your fingers every day, Book 2A.